Fill in the blank. The offensive rookie of the year this year will be
Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams, and you look at his surroundings, 3 number-1 wide receivers with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, like Mike Tannenbaum just mentioned, but also a solid tight end in Cole Kmet in a run game and DeAndre Swift. Shane Waldron and Caleb Williams, they're going to be on one accord, and I have a feeling that those guys are going to be able to make some magic. Now, are they going to make the playoffs? I don't know, but I think they could be close to doing it.
There you go again. Now you are just one more voice, adding to the pressure, adding to the expectations, adding to, as our friend Coach Saban would say, the rat poison all over Caleb Williams. The expectations are so high. And
I love Master Splinter from Ninja Turtles, so that poison is good.
Well, there you go. So now listen.
You don't want to give it to him. I love Master Splinter.
Bears head coach Matt Eberflus, who you may not know, both played for and coached under Nick Saban way back in the day at Toledo, brought Nick Saban into the Bears camp. And you saw this on HBO's Hard Knocks. And they were talking about exactly this, about the expectations on the quarterback. If you missed it, listen to this.
To me, expectations are a killer. This kid's got so much media, so much hype, so much expectation on doing well. And he has to develop so quickly to meet the expectations that everybody has for him. It's almost impossible.
Because there is a development phase to this. The first year is rookies, second year, and as a third year, they got it once they're in our system.
And I think that's the biggest thing you got to worry about with your quarterback. Right, because the expectations are a killer.
It's fascinating. I mean, it's one thing for us to talk about it. It's another thing to hear the greatest college football coach of all time say it. By the way, I will remind everyone, Hard Knocks airs Tuesday nights on HBO. It's available to stream on Max. And as always, we thank them for giving us the permission to use some of the stuff here because it's great and we're delighted to do it. So let's talk about that for a minute, Mike T. If you're putting a plan in place, if you're the general manager in Chicago, and Ryan Poles has done a great job putting together talent there, what is it you are trying to do to try and shield Caleb Williams from all of the scrutiny of all the expectations he is certain to face?
Greeny, I would talk to him literally every day that play the quarterback position. It's not the city of Chicago, as you know very well, the 4,000 yards a quarterback has never had. This is about play the quarterback position, earn the trust and respect of your teammates. Harry just mentioned, someone like DeAndre Swift can really lighten the load. Look, when we had Mark Sanchez in New York, Rex did a great job of trying to take pressure off him, be it the defense, the run game, and that's exactly what they have to do in Chicago. Caleb Williams, we want you to be great for 10 years. Don't worry about C.J. Stroud. That was an anomaly. What we need you to do is play the position week in and week out and earn the trust and confidence of your teammates.
Harry, I want to ask you about something that I'm not sure you can answer. I'm not sure anyone can, but it's something I've been thinking about. Caleb Williams is the first of these sort of, can't-miss prospects of the NIL era. He's had a much more professional experience so far, not necessarily on the field, but he's been in television commercials forever. We've been seeing him on TV. He's made a bunch of money already. He's not in the same space in his life that traditionally rookie quarterbacks have been. Yep. Now, they're all going to be like this from now on, but he's really kind of the first one. Do you think that will make any of this transition easier for him?
Well, I think the simple fact that he is a young man that has a good head on his shoulders. You listen to him in his interviews. He says the right things. He's poised. But I think also being able to be surrounded with people like Keenan Allen,
yes,
DJ Moore, solid veterans, DeAndre Swift, those guys are going to be able to help him along the way, not just on the football field, but also off of the football field. And as much as possible, if I'm Caleb Williams, I'm trying to hang around those guys and be around them as much as I can to learn little nuggets about the game. Because when you get to the NFL level, it is a different game from the college game, right? You got to play from the pocket. You got to play on time. You got to play on schedule. And you got to let your athleticism take over when the play presents itself, basically.
Yeah, I get it. And that part of it he has to learn just like all other rookies do. But do you understand what I'm getting at here? Is that most, up until now,
he's already been a pro.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He's been a pro in the business.
All these other guys have come in and had to figure out that side of it too. Where am I going to get my endorsements? All of a sudden, I've got a bunch of money. I've never had money before. Like, he's in a different place.
He is. But to Harry's point, losing in college, way different than losing in the NFL. Because people's livelihoods are in your hands as a quarterback. Your job, your coach's job, families where people are going to live, all of that is on you. That's a different thing. Anytime, whenever I talk to rookies or kids that are about to get drafted, I always say, don't pray to go one. Pray to go to the right organization for you who will develop you in the right way. So when I look at Caleb, and I've had this argument about Caleb and the comparisons to C.J. Stroud, like, oh, we expect him to match C.J.'s. C.J. had a historic rookie season. That me saying C.J. should have nothing to do with Caleb isn't about not believing in Caleb's ability. It's about, forget C.J. for a second, because we're going to compare him to C.J., but we're also going to have to compare him to Jaden and Drake and J.J. McCarthy. This is about Caleb's story with the Chicago Bears, a franchise, as you know, that has been dying to find the guy, to nail it and to develop him and to win Super Bowls. That's what the plan is. So when you have high expectations, you also need to have some patience with these kids, because it's not just, I'm telling you, watching guys, Baker Mayfield, all these guys that went #1, Josh Allen, Lamar, they're used to winning. Even Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, they're used to winning in college, and then they come to the NFL and they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
That is psychologically, that takes a different toll, and that's also part of the growing process for them.
Yeah, listen, there are going to be expectations, but at the same time, you have to be a realist and understand that reality has to sink in too. This is a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to go through the ebbs and flows of the game.
And C.J. Stroud did have a few of those. Yep. He had a few ebbs to go with the highest ever of flows.
Yeah.
And I will say this to Mike T, to give credit to a member of your profession. And Ryan Poles has done a great job there. I may have my questions about the coaching situation, but boy, have they put the kid in as good a situation from a talent in the locker room standpoint as you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, and that goes to players like Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift, and an improved offensive line. And I think one of the things, too, as Kmart was just talking about, we can't forget, Green, this is a developmental position. Baker Mayfield's a great example. Baker Mayfield's a different player and candidly a different person when he was drafted from Cleveland to where he is today. So, and Greeny, you know this market better than anybody, but they do need to be patient.